But if it carries on like this, 11 legs, we might have nothing left by the end of the day because...
We might have a break.
There was a session last week, wasn't there, where many of the games went all the way.
100.
But it's rare on an opening day. Often you get kind of a few mismatches.
No, it has been good. I think there was one
45.
tournament last year in the Euro Tour, because James Richardson was fantastic at qualifying for these events, wasn't he? And he was already, halfway through the year, he was looking good for making the European Championship.
Yeah.
But I think there was one where he was beaten first round as Jason Cullen fires in the first maximum of this encounter.
140.
We only got 4 in the last game, but 3 of those 180s came in the last leg, ridiculously. And 2 of them were hit by the man who then lost the leg. Yeah, I think
60.
James Richardson was beaten in the first round of the German Darts Grand Prix by the Needle Keegan Brown. But I think that may have been the only time that he failed to get past the first round.
You require 161.
Still,
Yes,
fantastic consistency to
is,
just qualify.
And I think that was... Let's just see if he's going to go for this.
Go on, go for it. Oh, the Whistler moved the wire.
Yeah, actually, you are right. I think that ended a run of a year of winning his first. It was around September last year, wasn't it?
60.
But Paul Nicholson had picked James Richardson out probably about this time last year, a little bit later on the Dart Show, as being, you know, a player to really look out for, because he'd battled back from losing his tour card and not being interested really. Oh my. He was very nearly interested in the double 18 to finish that off. But both set on 16. We'll return to that point in a moment.
To go higher. Now alongside.
A shot in the first leg, Jason Cullen. James
Expertly done by Jason Cullen. And yeah, Richardson, as you said, Danny, was threatening deep runs on the Euro Tour. I think a couple of last 16s, but he did go on to reach a last 16 at the World Championship, didn't he? And Nicholson was vindicated for once.
My.
109!
If he keeps starting legs like this, Jason Cullen is going to make life very, very difficult for James Richardson.
Yeah, Ruthless hasn't been to the last 16 of anything since that Ali Pali rally. Beaten there by...
Is it Darren Webster?
Jamie Lewis.
Oh, Jamie Lewis.
After wins against... Look at this. Well, less about James Richardson, more about Jason Cullen, because he's kicked off this leg with back-to-back 180s.
140. Jason 141.
So... yeah, I mean, it'd be a bit silly for that to happen, wouldn't it?
93.
Well, Rob Cross came within a whisker of a perfect leg last weekend in Sindelfingen.
43.
The weekend before, Dimitri van den Berg missed double 12. Cross missed it the last Euro Tour before that. Cullen wants double 16 for an 11 dart leg.
Jason Cullen.
Flying start.
Wow.
Third leg, Jason to throw.
Did win his first match
Game
in
on.
Graz. Beat Tamas Alexits before he was hammered 6-0 by Mervyn King in the second round. Mervyn King, even by his standards, he's playing tomorrow against Michael Rosenauer.
58.
He's practicing now here today.
Yeah,
and I am not lying.
Yeah, I think he is going to go back to the hotel in between, though. This isn't going to be one continuous practice session, even for Merv. That would be quite something.
Probably is some method in the madness with it being a new venue, a new town. He's here a day early. Why not come and get to know everything before competing tomorrow?
Yeah, we've had various venues for this tournament
100
in previous years. We had it in Venray, which was the biggest Euro Tour venue we've seen. We had 5,000 people in Venray. I was going to say crammed into Venray, but it wasn't, because it was an enormous aircraft hangar place. It's not dissimilar to this place here. I love this when James Richardson starts getting a bit of aggression, he'll just start literally barking at the board. He'll fire in a maximum and just sort of shout at the board like some angry, rabid Timothy Spall impersonator. Treble 19 would have left double 12 and he doesn't get it. Great setup shot.
109.
Well, we've already had 4 maximums in this match. Cullen could do with another here to apply some pressure.
140.
Change required. Chance to not only halve the deficit,
but
but
the
break
third
back.
leg, James Richardson. Full flag, James to throw first. Game
Ripple of applause for that 13 dart leg. It was like being at the Snooks, wasn't it?
Well, they're expecting a much larger crowd on Saturday and Sunday, as we often see on the European Tour. I mean, people do have to work.
123.
Somewhere near 4,000, the capacity here. And we are going to see some big crowds in the month of May, aren't we, Dan? Because we've got the World Cup of Darts coming up in Frankfurt, and then, of course, the German Darts Masters World Series event in Gelsenkirchen.
120.
How many? 20,000 fans for that one?
Getting on for that. I think they've already sold 17,000 tickets, and that was a few weeks ago I was told that. So there'll be live music and all sorts there.
140.
Before that, the small matter of the Premier League finals to deal with on Thursday at the O2.
Yeah, there'll be
60.
10, 11,000 there for that.
And we will also bring you live coverage of the Players' Championship events in Milton Keynes.
How many there for that, Chris?
Just me and you.
Oh. My word. Jason Cullen has hit 4 180s in 4 legs here. And if he doesn't take out the 81, he might only be level.
138. Jason, you require 81.
12s now. Bullseye. Ooh.
41.
Optical illusion there. Thought he'd hit it for a moment, but he was a long way off. It's a great leave. It's a difficult leave for James Richardson.
Only got half the bed to aim at, really.
On the full flag, Jason.
Only needed, what, a tenth?
Jason to throw first. Game on.
And he levels it up. Jason Cullen has won a Challenge Tour event this year, the 4th one on the Challenge Tour calendar.
59.
And he sits in 7th on the order of merit. Winner of this takes on John Henderson, the number 14 seed for this tournament. We're starting to see some moving and shaking in the seedings now, and we're going to see more of that for the next couple of events. You'll have to wait until around this time next month when we go to Gibraltar. We do have 3 events in June.
140.
First time in Copenhagen. And of course Hamburg is at the end of the month.
Yeah, discussions underway about expanding into new territories for next year as well on the European Tour. Heard whispers that the Czech Republic is a possibility. We shall wait and see.
100.
František Humpula is one of the Czech players currently plying his trade on the Challenge Tour, where Jason Cullen is playing. We first saw him, of course, Cullen, in PDC darts at the old Tom Kirby.
Well, let's see if Richardson can check this out.
Okay.
127.
Don't mind that. Means that he's guaranteed 2 darts at a double. Still would have been if he'd hit the 25.
140.
The MVG route from Jason Cullen. Trying to leave himself double 2. Next to double 17, which is what James Richardson can find to turn this match around.
Oh, we have got a fantastic game of darts here. We started with an 18 darter, but then Cullen put in that 11 darter where he went 6 perfect darts into the 9. Then James Richardson's got 13, 14, 13. He's averaging 110 for the last 3 legs. Well, a bit more than that, actually. Superb stuff. The average is right now 102 for James Richardson, 98. There you go. Top quality stuff from these two.
35.
And this is what we are seeing on these first days of European tours. All right, granted, the unseeded players, we've got a lot of qualifiers from whether it be host nations, Europeans, or the UK qualifiers. And yet, you're getting debutants, you're getting players you're not used to seeing, you're getting players who've been around a long time and haven't won a title. But they're still very capable of going and throwing some world-class stuff here. And I tell you what, if James Richardson or Jason Cullen had been drawn against one of the really big names who are in action today, the likes of Adrian Lewis, James Wade, Christoph Ratajski, the world master, of course, if they come out and played like this against them, they would be giving them a game and possibly have an even healthier lead, James Richardson, than he's got against Jason Cullen here. Because this is very difficult to live with.
60.
Well, you do hear the players ask any player on the tour how important qualifying for these European Tour events are. So Richardson, having missed the first 5, will be really determined to make some progress in this one. Had to see off Devon Peterson and Matt Padgett to book his place here in Zwolle.
100.
And this man, Jason Cullen, overcame Robert Thornton in a last leg decider before seeing off Mick McGowan 6-3. Well, again, a bit like the previous 60 checkout, needs to try and leave it a little bit easier for himself, because his darts do stand up a lot. Found away last time, it was the other side. The right-hand side was just as good, and from 2-0 down to 4-2 up.
Game on.
Well, it's been 2 fantastic examples from James Richardson of how to take out 60. But it's a 5th maximum for Jason Cullen. And I'll be honest, I've only seen him a handful of times, so I've not seen him fire in the 180s like he's been doing today.
He's an expert on finding the 60, and Richardson's an expert on taking it out. Nothing expert about that shot, so Cullen with a handsome advantage in this leg as he looks to end a spell of 4 lost on the bounce.
100.
Well, it looks like he's going to have plenty of darts to close out this leg.
46.
Jason Cullen.
121.
Richardson's still 100 away from any kind of finish. Doesn't need to go the 11 route.
89.
That should do, Jason Cullen. Maybe not.
Pressure piler from James Richardson. Will it give Cullen the shakes?
You showed the 7th leg. Jason Cullen.
Of steel, and he manages to pull back within 1 leg.
96.
Oh, well, the way this is going, it wouldn't surprise you if we get another last leg decider here. 99 plays, 95 average. The first 9 average from Jason Cullen, very good, but that's what you'd expect with 5 180s.
Match is still to come between Adam Huckvale and Jermaine Watermena. Wayne Jones against Jamie Lewis, 45. That one stands out for me. And Johan Engstrom, the
Sweet Ferret.
Sweet Ferret?
Yeah.
Not sure if Johnny Clayton has been made aware of that yet. 2 ferrets here in the Dutch Darts Masters. Clayton in action this evening against Josh Payne, but the afternoon, yeah, Engstrom takes on James Wilson. Steve Lennon against Roby John Rodriguez. That could be good, as could Christian Kist against Kyle Anderson.
Oh, I have to say, I thought the Kist-Kyle Anderson game was the one that stood out to me when I first looked at the afternoon session. Christian Kist came through an absolutely horrendous looking qualification board last night. It involved Vincent van der Voort and Jeffrey de Zwaan. Jeffrey de Zwaan, a 3-time finalist and 1-time winner on the Pro Tour this year already. And Vincent van der Voort, well, we know what Vincent's about. So to come through that 100. Board, you've got to have been playing some good stuff. And he only did it last night. So you were thinking, with Christian Kist, your first question is he fit and healthy? Well, he must have been to come through that board.
43.
And if he is, he's dangerous.
Certainly is. And next up, Jermaine Watermena, who shows the strength of the
85.
Qualifiers, doesn't it? Beat Danny Noppert in his decisive match. Have Noppert reach the semi-finals last weekend.
Christopher Ratajski will be absolutely delighted he doesn't have to face Danny Noppert this
60.
weekend.
Danger required 115.
Lovely stuff. Leaves tops.
95.
And this time he can't pin it, but he will return to go 5-3 up.
In the previous leg, Richardson applied some pressure.
100.
Little bit there from Jason Cullen, but not enough to knock
Sure,
James Richardson out of his stride.
I think Jason to throw first. Game on.
It's still only one breaker throw needed for the Irishman.
60.
He has only managed to break James Richardson once, and that was when he threw the 11 darter, went 6 into the 9 in the second leg of the match to go 2-0 up. James Richardson found another gear after that, averaging more than 100 for a significant
87.
chunk of this game. Granted, it's dipped down to the mid-90s now, but it's still a pretty impressive display from the Northamptonshire man. Still working as a bricklayer. Only really got back into darts because his son Josh, who became the World Youth Champion, just wanted somebody to practice with. It got him off the sofa, got him away from the telly, got him back on the dartboard, and he came back and won his tour card, and he started winning games. He's been making progress, and obviously we've mentioned that very consistent year on the European Tour circuit last year, got him to the European Championship, had that run at the Worlds, and it's a new lease of life for James Richardson. It's great to see, and you know, it's still waiting for James Richardson to go and win a title,
59.
but he's still here and competitive and making the last 16 of the world.
He's always a spoiler, isn't he, in any field, James
57.
Richardson. During any match, he can just kind of catch fire for a leg or two. And
I remember he came back from 5-0 down against Gerwyn Price, I remember, on the Euro Tour, hitting a load of 180s and then mismatched darts. But he was fantastic for 5.5 legs and then couldn't get over the line. He's great value entertainment. He's nearly finding a maximum to leave tops for the match there, but he is forcing Cullen to take out the ton plus checkout to stay alive.
Needs to find a treble and can't. So Richardson will return, looking at 95
86.
to finish a job. He's got a couple of choices. Gambles. Double 19. And the gamble. Well, it did pay off because he got 2 darts at double, but he didn't manage to hit it. And if Cullen can hit double 12, the prospect of a third consecutive game going all the way is still on. But Cullen would have to break here.
Well, already today, in the 2 games we've seen 2 guys go out having missed 3 match darts. James Richardson
140
has just missed 2. Not happening again, is it?
Well, the way this leg has started after a visit apiece,
57.
we hope to get more than just one more in this leg. Especially now.
There's that James Richardson bark at the board when he fires in the maximum, and he knows how important that one was.
59.
Always a picture of concentration, isn't he? His eyes piercing the board, and he never takes them off it as he goes to retrieve his darts. Just look at this.
96.
A man in a trance. Business-like brilliance.
58. Danger required 85.
Was ruthless Richardson looking to finish a job in style. And he does. 11 darter to see off Jason Cullen. 6-4. The result as James Richardson moves through to take on John Henderson tomorrow. The Irishman